There's two kinds of AI slop that you see generated on the internet. One being the kind of video that is designed to trick you out, and if it does, it of course actively ruins your day. Dude, that's not real. That's AI. Are you joking? Are you actually joking? At this point, I'm just watching my Instagram reels like Deckard from Blade Runner, on the hunt for what is real and what is artificial.
You've got a little boy. He shows you his butterfly collection, plus the killing jar.
I take him to the doctor.
You're watching television. Suddenly you realize there's a wasp crawling on your arm.
The other kind of AI slop video is the one that leaves you thinking, who is this for? Who is making these? Is this the future that we live in now? Lord of the Rings characters as burgers? What makes this a Gimli burger? It's just 2 cheeseburgers stacked with onions and barbecue sauce. And who's playing Voldemort? Is it Cynthia Erivo? Or Bella Ramsey? Neither of them. Why would you believe that? You know, I take pride in my Instagram Reels feed. I built my algorithm brick by brick after many years of scrolling. Like, one of the highlights on my Instagram Reels page is this woman called Kay London. She gives little updates on London travel, London weather. It's a highlight of my feed.
Good morning everyone, how are we today? Now, today in London, it's absolutely freezing. The tubes aren't too bad today. Have a good day everyone, enjoy yourself.
Now, every so often, once in a blue moon, I get recommended an AI slop video on my precious Instagram feed. And by far, the most I've ever been shown AI slop on my feed was after I had gathered all the clips from that Tom Felton video I made. I don't know why, but my algorithm thought this is what I wanted. Sure, while preparing that video, I was looking at more Harry Potter content than I usually would, but for some reason, it kept serving me stuff like this.
Hi guys, I'm Saoirse Ronan.
There was so many videos of Dobby, like really explicit as well. Like, I probably can't show it in the video. Just Dobby saying the most heinous things. And like Dobby kissing Jar Jar.
Misha wants you to be Dobby's boyfriend.
And the other Harry Potter stuff, you know, just general kind of fake images of the cast. Some more generic, some more sinister in tone, like forcibly building a Tom Felton and Emma Watson / Draco Hermione ship, because some people still believe in that. I think it's just Tom Felton who believes in that. Hermione. The videos that caught me off guard the most were the sad tribute kind of videos of the actors from Harry Potter who have passed away. Copyright music. This one specifically is a standout for me. There's something so haunting about watching these uncanny doubles of these actors riding away into the clouds. Are they riding away, or is the camera pulling back? It's really hard to tell. That's AI for you, I guess. Also notice that the AI didn't give Richard Griffiths like his own broomstick, he just gets a chair, riding away on a chair into the clouds. It's so awful. It's not funny at the end of the day. At the end of the video, it just has a list of all like the less screen time actors who have passed away. In other words, I think the person who generated this video, their AI couldn't generate any more dead actors, like their plan ran out or they ran out of storage. Now, a lot of the AI videos that you've seen as examples in this video, I was served them on my feed about 6 months to a year ago. I bookmarked and saved most of them. These have just been on my laptop for like 6 months. This is what happens when you plan to get to a video eventually. This one in particular though, I didn't bookmark. So I spent ages remembering it and trying to go back and find it. I spent so long trying to find this exact example that I ended up just searching Harry Potter actors dead on TikTok. But I did find it. But in doing that, I found so many different examples, all posted from like different accounts as well. Dead Harry Potter actor tribute videos is like its own cottage industry, guys. That's what you have to understand.
14 Harry Potter actors who are no longer alive. 1. Michael Gambon. Gambon played Albus Dumbledore.
You're a wizard, Harry.
There was another one where it's all the actors standing in front of gravestones. Really crazy. And it gets to the one with Michael Gambon, but then Gandalf comes out instead of Dumbledore. And I don't know whether this was a genuine mistake from the AI or whether the person who generated this purposely put in Gandalf in the prompt. in order to rage bait the comments. I think a lot of the AI Slop videos that you see count as rage bait. I'm realizing now that I'm basically just making a video responding to rage bait. They got me. I don't know, AI is just such a touchy subject for me personally, and I'm sure for a lot of you watching. Like, coming across this kind of AI slop can sometimes feel like it's the end of days, or that we're all living in this kind of Blade Runner reality. And a part of me doesn't want to believe that we're living in Blade Runner. I don't think we're at that point yet, but I might be wrong. You might think that me as a content creator might be scared about this AI slop, like, is this the kind of thing that I'm competing with? But to be honest, like, no, because I have too much respect for my audience to imagine you guys actually engaging with this slop. I think a lot of the people watching this have better taste than that. The people engaging with this kind of AI slop content do really baffle me though. Yes, the Gimli burger is so me. Like and follow on that one. I can't imagine anyone actually doing that. The ones that do aggravate me the most though are the Harry Potter fans who are earnestly engaging with this kind of content of dead actors. This made me cry. Tracy says, this is the saddest thing I've ever seen on this app. Like, Tracy, you're commenting on a video that a computer spat out. And it's not real, Tracy. These actors who were in Harry Potter for 30 minutes each aren't actually riding through the clouds. And don't you think it's a bit immoral to use the likeness of these dead people in this way? I don't think Alan Rickman would like this. Speaking of Alan Rickman's Snape, there was a lot of... Oh my god, am I really about to talk about this? There were other videos of AI Snape that I kept getting recommended. Just play it.
I hope you know there isn't a moment, waking or dreaming, when I don't love you. You're all I want. I warned you. You shouldn't have come here.
I honestly believe that my Instagram feed was showing me these videos out of spite, because every time one of these really uncomfortable videos popped up, I was clicking not interested every time. And again, this is the kind of content that I was recommended after doing a video about Tom Felton. And I don't even think that these Snape videos were that popular. I think they were just targeted at me specifically. The other videos that I showed though, they get a lot of views and a lot of engagement. I think the fact that these videos are so popular amongst Harry Potter fans is further proof that Harry Potter fans sometimes will just watch anything. I think Harry Potter is in a weird place in terms of the cultural zeitgeist. Like, the new Harry Potter show is yet to be released, but the legacy of those original films is in a really weird spot, to say the least. There's countless examples that I could point to. I mean, one of them being that new Tom Felton car advert that I saw at the cinema, and then it completely jump scared me and started making me howl in the middle of the cinema. Like, guys, it's not the driver that chooses the car, it's the car that chooses the driver.
It's the car that chooses the driver.
The Harry Potter brand is kind of just beyond saving at this point. Maybe that's a whole separate video. I don't know. I even had a company reach out to me while I was in the process of recovering and not making videos. It would have been a sponsorship for a Harry Potter Monopoly game, and they kept emailing me about it. I'm not being funny. If they're asking me, right, a channel with less than 100k subs and who has made multiple videos basically making fun of Harry Potter, I think that they're just asking everyone. Anyway, this video is sponsored by Harry Potter Monopoly Go. Use code SLOP for 100% off your life expectancy. Harry Potter as a franchise is basically being held up by nostalgic millennials who like AI slop videos, and that one girl who is reading the books for the first time on TikTok. Do you know about her? She's like holding up this entire brand. I'm realizing now, also talking about the Harry Potter brand, I haven't like addressed the Tom Felton performance as Draco in The Cursed Child. A lot of people are asking me my thoughts on what that was actually like. I saw clips of it. I mean, it is what it is. Wasn't really expecting much. The Cursed Child isn't that good anyway. It's quite tacky, but you know, the fans ate it up. Oh, they certainly did.
Incarcerus! Scared, Potter?
That Tom Felton video that I did, by the way, like, really surprised at the amount of views that got. Really wasn't expecting that. And the comments, by the way, you want to talk about Harry Potter and the cursed comment section. There was a point when I was deleting comments from that video with just like a bunch of slurs in it, like every day there was a new slur. Obviously, if I was to do the video again, knowing that it would get 1 million views, I would do a few things differently. But no, I stand by what I said about JK Rowling. Now that I think about it, I wonder what JK Rowling thinks about that Tom Felton car advert. Like, obviously, screw her. Her opinion doesn't matter. But what does she make of that? How does she feel about her books being used in this incredibly tacky way? The Harry Potter brand turning this tacky and embracing AI so much, I think is correlated with the fact of JK Rowling becoming such a TERF. Like, this is what happens to your fan-made content when all of the LGBT people in your fandom leave and take their creativity with them. Once you have such a mass exodus of LGBT people out of a fandom, you lose the flavour, you lose the passion of your fandom. The new Harry Potter content makes the 2010s Tumblr core era look like the Library of Alexandria. The prettiest eyes have cried the most tears. The prettiest smiles hide the deepest secrets. And the kindest hearts have felt the most pain. Like, yeah, maybe it was a little bit cringe, but there's so much soul and passion here. You can tell that the person making this was really feeling themselves, you know? And at least this stuff was made by real people with actual souls. I like my Harry Potter edits 100%. Handcrafted, made by man. When talking about AI like this, I think it really comes down to a conversation about aesthetics. There's a certain aesthetic to AI slop. Like, we're all in agreement that AI videos are tacky. In terms of aesthetics, it's maximalist, hyper-consumerist, like an intellectual property frenzy, mixing all these intellectual properties together into a kind of mush. It's a bit like a game of Fortnite, you know how you can have like Homer Simpson battling Sabrina Carpenter and like Godzilla's up in the sky. Now, Iron Man's there as well. You know, I've had the thought for a while that a lot of the AI slop videos that I see have the same kind of aesthetic quality as, do you know those like really tacky airbrushed paintings that you see on the side of like an amusement park, like a roller coaster? The really viscerally intense ones. That just mix every intellectual property together. These tacky aesthetics are even affecting the new Harry Potter show that I briefly mentioned earlier. The show hasn't even come out yet, and yet even still it has been chewed up and spat out as AI slop pretty instantly. A lot of the examples here I was recommended in that period of time when we were told who was going to be in the show, but we didn't know exactly what the show would look like. This kind of speculation about how the new show is going to look is only natural, but with AI in the mix, it's how you end up with the new Snape actor just wearing Alan Rickman's old costume, instead of like how his costume actually looks, because of course an AI couldn't actually come up with something that original. It's just used to service the legacy of those old films. And going back to what I said about rage bait, a lot of the fake news that I've seen around speculation of this show's casting has been really aggravating to me. Like, no, I just don't believe that Cynthia Erivo is going to play Voldemort. You can use AI all you like, that's just not happening. I just can't believe that some people saw this and thought, oh yes, this is a completely valid rumour and definitely not just fake news designed to rage bait people who hate the idea of a black woman playing Voldemort. If you saw this and fell for it, I'm sorry, I immediately think less of you. There was a lot of other names being pushed to play Voldemort. I love the quote from Cillian Murphy about not playing Voldemort. I am categorically not. Can you make that the headline? But that doesn't stop people from making AI videos of Cillian Murphy as Voldemort, or Bella Ramsey and Tilda Swinton for that matter. This is just content farming basically. The speculation around the new show has become AI slop, and the people ate it up. Even the new kids as well, they were turned into AI. There was a lot of content of that, sometimes just to see what they would look like, and sometimes they were with their older counterparts from the older films. Obviously, I don't think it's Harry Potter fans making this kind of content, I think it's just opportunists making slop. But then you have actual Harry Potter fans earnestly engaging in the comments. New Dramionie. Are they not like 12? What is going on? That must be extremely tough for the kids in the new show. Like, I hope they don't see it. The show hasn't even come out and they've already been turned into AI. Cynthia Erivo, on the other hand, I think her being turned into AI was kind of a culture war talking point. I think that this was done because people have a preconceived notion of what Cynthia Erivo looks like and they make fun of her for it. Like, yeah, she's bald, she played Voldemort. Oh, they would cast her as Voldemort, wouldn't they? They literally haven't. You're getting angry at a concept. It's this idea that AI can generate false realities that reinforce people's ideas about the world. That can be anything from creating fake news about Harry Potter, to reinforcing your political worldview with propaganda, to creating your own version of the Tom Holland and Zendaya wedding. Oh, they had a private ceremony, I can't see it? Fine, I'll just make it myself then. Jesus. There was also a lot of AI content being made when people didn't like the ending of the show Stranger Things, so they decided to make their own ending. This one in particular got 200k likes. 200,000 people liked this. AI is being used as a tool to generate any kind of reality that people want. In terms of fandom, that can be the ending of a show, a ship that people like, a fan casting. It's like fan fiction, but now it's imagery. And having fans in charge of the imagery of these properties does kind of feel like the monkeys are in charge of the asylum. No. That's a mix of two things. Does kind of feel like the inmates are running the asylum. And videos like this as well that are very intimate do make me worry about the consent side of all this. Like, these actors from Stranger Things did not consent to this. The new Harry Potter kids did not consent to you shipping them using AI. Princess Diana didn't consent to being turned into a DJ. Alan Rickman and Maggie Smith did not consent for these stupid tribute videos to be made. This kind of AI slop is basically content farming people's likeness. And with their prompts, they're basically treating real people like action figures. This video specifically has taken me quite a while to get to, and in that time, there have been some quite substantial developments that have hit quite close to home. A friend of the channel, Herbie, who you may have seen in other videos, or you might have seen him on his Instagram and TikTok, recently he was, how do I say this? Turned into AI slop after one of his videos went viral. The account that did this is notorious. His name is Luca Maxim, and his accounts pump out AI slop at a tremendous rate. Is almost impressive. The videos are basically just nonsense.
How did you know I was Kurt? Marvel fans when you don't want to. We all know that one guy who's imagine spending 9 months. How guys with no deodorant. We all wanted to go to mine. We all know that one guy with. We all knew that one hype World Cup final. How white moms look.
Yes, the original video of Herbie was him in a bin. It was very funny. It deserved the views it got and more. And the only record of this AI slop is my own hurried screen recording of it, because Herbie was able to get this AI slop taken down. Now, I could talk more about this, but I don't want to speak for Herbie in this instance. So I decided to give him some space within this video to talk about it. And speaking to Herbie about this situation was quite helpful. It filled in quite a lot of the gaps I had about these questions about AI and consent to your own likeness. But it also answered the question that I've had since the beginning, which is, who the hell makes this kind of stuff? Because the guy who makes these videos, Luca Maxim, is quite the character. More on that later. For now, let's just talk to Herbie.
Hi, my name's Herbie, and this is my story.
So, you were turned into AI slop?
I was.
Right, and
I was 22, and I had the bright idea to recreate a viral meme.
So was this you in a bin?
I filled a bin with water, and I got in the bin and got my sister to film me. And then we overlaid audio from the meme, and people loved it.
If I want to have a swim in my own bin on the hottest day that we've ever had in England, then I'm entitled to do so.
And then how long after you recorded that did you find out about the AI? Like, how did you find out?
Someone DM'd me, and they said, "They got you, bro." I clicked on it. This.
UK has declared a national emergency because it's 30 degrees outside. Instead of using air conditioning like civilized people, the British public has gone directly to the bin, dumping the contents and filling it with lukewarm water, then hopping in like it's their jacuzzi.
And it was like making fun of British people, wasn't it? It was like Keir Starmer, you.
I mean, it's taking your likeness and making me do this.
So you see it, and then we're kind of like talking about it, like, oh, it's crazy.
So you're like, what? This is crazy. And then our friend Angel is like, this is grounds to sue. And I was kind of like bouncing between the two ideas, and I thought, wait, this is actually really weird. I think my first reaction was, all right, I better check TikTok as well. What if it's there as well? It's also there. And at this point, they had quite a lot of views. By the end, it got to many hundreds of thousands of views. So now I'm thinking, right, who's seen this? And it does turn out that I know people who have actually seen this.
Oh, really?
Yeah. It's quite embarrassing. Yes, so the first thing I did was report, just through like the in-app reporting thing, which is known to be very ineffective. Like, you'll see the most hateful, racist, bullying comments on a video, you'll report it, and then they'll say, we didn't see anything wrong with this. So I wasn't very hopeful. So I went a step further, and I think I did it through copyright, like my copyright.
As in the copyright of like your likeness.
Yeah, so I went through the guidelines, and I destroyed that keyboard. It was weeks later, and I thought, nothing's happening. And I actually got a message from TikTok, because I did this exact same thing through them. And they were like, we don't see this as an issue. So I thought, oh, well, that's my answer then. And then I got a message from Instagram, and they said, we've taken the video down. I was like, oh, brilliant. That actually worked. That's crazy. I've taken the video down. I don't know the timeline exactly, but then I got an email from the man who makes these videos. He's begging for his account back. I thought, his account? What happened to his account? So I checked his Instagram account. Missing. His account got taken down. The video didn't get taken down. The entire account got taken down. Maybe there was a mass reporting from all sorts of people.
Yeah, that sounds like it would. I don't know, it's tricky to say. If I had to guess, it's probably not just you.
Oh yeah, another detail was when they saw me take down the Instagram, they then took down the video of me on their TikTok to like beat me to it, because they thought I'd report it. They were worried, like they didn't want me to go for their TikTok because I presume they make a lot of money from that. So then he's like making himself sound like the victim. He's talking about his team, he's talking about how he relies on this, he's saying how he didn't mean to cause offence, he didn't mean for this to cause so much disruption in my life or whatever. But then the funny thing about that is there's a few reactions of people finding their likeness on his account, and they're very clearly disturbed and annoyed by this.
What the fuck? Okay, I'm wearing the USF Bulls shirt. I'm wearing that shirt right now. I'm literally wearing the shirt. Bro, it's a huge ass fucking account, man. It's 500,000. It was posted. Someone and they used a video of me pulling out a dumpster at YouTube headquarters.
Obviously completely AI. At first we thought, oh, so this person's like rendered a 3D model of me. They've gone through some effort at least. When you really look at it, you realise, no, this has just gone through a machine, not done a single bit of work.
So what, they just do it by prompt, you think?
I think so, yeah.
What AI are you using? Well, we've been using a bunch of tools, but recently we just moved over to Higgsfield.
Higgsfield is a multimodal site that combines all of the best AI models and tools from a bunch of different AI companies and puts them all in one place.
He knows that this is wrong, and then he emails me telling me, I didn't realise this was a problem. He's begging, he's like this, please give me my account back. Because he sees me as the key to get his account back. He wants me to take back my report, and in his eyes that will get his account back, which I don't even know if that's how it works. And in the beginning I was sympathising with him, it was working.
That was like probably 30 minutes. You were like, oh, I feel a bit bad.
Yeah.
It didn't last long though.
Didn't last long. It'd been a while since I watched the actual video. This guy has me in a bin with his merchandise on me.
Oh, I forgot about that bit.
Being pushed by, was it Keir Starmer or something?
K is not being run with elite ball knowledge. Get your elite ball knowledge polo at childrenofcon.com.
I forgot about the merchandise bit of it.
That's almost the worst bit, because that's how he makes his money off of Instagram, the merchandise.
In his email, he's also talking about, oh, this is how I'm like building my music career.
Yeah, he uses his music career as like a front to defend his actions, like, oh no, I'm doing all this to build my music career. That's why I do this.
How many followers did this guy have?
It was in hundreds of thousands, I think. I know TikTok's 500k, I think.
And I mean, the whole account, like looking at it, it's like there's a lot of content.
Loads of videos, like multiple a day. So it's clear that this is not taking any time to produce.
So how do you feel about the situation now?
It's violating, because there's no consent, I had nothing to do with this. He just took my video and then remade it badly.
Me, how I look at memes, I view memes as an art form. Kind of like you never truly own an idea, is how I view it as well. Yeah.
I think the scary thing is like you're putting yourself out on the internet, like doing reels. Nowadays, it just means like you're open to anyone taking that video and making it whatever they want it to be.
Yeah, there should really be some enforcement against this, because you see his account, it's happening to thousands of people and it's so messed up.
Multiple people all day.
Children.
Yeah, we just saw one with the Rizzler in it.
And Costco kid. That's crazy. How is that child supposed to report this? Like, no sympathy now.
I view memes as an art form. People think it's easy, but it's not easy.
No, absolutely not.
Wait, actually, while you're here, I might as well ask you about Harry Potter AI Slop videos.
Okay, so imagine how weird I feel about me being AI'd in a bin eating like all sorts. So imagine that with people who have passed away. They're not alive anymore. They can't do anything about this. They have no say in this. They can't consent to this or anything. Yeah. Now they're being AI'd on a broomstick in the clouds above Hogwarts. And then people are falling for it. They're like, oh, bless. One's up.
Do you often see AI Slop on your account?
What, on my feed?
On your feed.
I guess everyone does now. I report it. If it's not labelled as AI, I report it. I've taken down probably 3 ads that are clearly AI and haven't labelled it as AI. It's weird because this is kind of rambling. I don't know if you even use it.
No.
But there's people who use AI to replicate things, make it look real without a fault. Like, I was watching that video earlier about miniatures, making a miniature train station. I was like, well, this is really impressive. And then I saw the AI tag and I thought, right, so that's just none of that was real. That's fabricated completely. I just wasted time.
Yeah.
And then you get
ones that are obviously AI.
Yeah, like Luca Maxim, and you think, well, I guess it's obviously AI. People know that. But that doesn't matter, because at the end of the day, it's still using your likeness. That's the main thing.
It doesn't matter if it's a meme or not, yeah.
Yeah, like, it's still wrong. And I'm still very happy to take it down, along with your entire channel.
So what are you going to do if this happens again? Because it might.
What am I going to do? Hello, attorney at law. I've got another case for you, Mom.
Are we going to have to hire lawyers?
Maybe. I would waste a lot of my own time to fight against this. Like, now I'm in this, I feel passionate.
Do you want to plug your Instagram and TikTok now? Guys, there's like loads of funny sketches.
Put one here, really tiny.
Can I leave? Or yeah, you can go, I guess.
Have a good day, everyone. Enjoy yourself. I have full body chills right now.
Herbie, like I said, he's on Instagram, he's on TikTok, he's also on YouTube Shorts. He's followed by K London. That's how you know he's good. The whole situation is so surreal. Like, me and a friend of ours were both on the way to Herbie's house on the train when he sent this to us, and we just couldn't believe our eyes. Oh, and I'd forgotten the whole aspect about Herbie being put in this guy's merch. Is that all he does? He just puts AI Slop characters in his merch? Is that selling? And no, I don't feel any sympathy towards Luca Maxim. Him begging for his account back is just pathetic. And the ways in which he justifies his creativity, it's just laughable. It's the classic reasoning of, it takes a lot of artistic thought for me to put this prompt into AI.
I think studios are going to start using these tools more and more. The key is really in using it in creative ways and in ways that actually bring value and are interesting. People think it's easy, but it's not easy.
No, absolutely not.
It's not easy. And it also requires just like taste, elite ball knowledge, like knowing what's going on. It's a lot that goes into it, you know, but when you combine human creativity with AI, and also when you put a team around it, it's explosive. You can create so much.
Really, all this is doing is just revealing how uncreative and untalented you are. When really, like, this is the best you can do. I definitely felt a lot more optimistic about all of this after talking to Herbie, because it's this feeling of, right, sometimes reporting these accounts does actually work. We're not completely powerless to this. This issue with AI and consent to people's likeness is such a growing issue. I think that the industry and the government have only really started to catch on to it.
AI is trying to replicate iconic voices. How are you contending with that? What's your thought processes?
I got lawyers.
I mean, do I even need to mention Grok when it was being used to unclothe people with no boundaries? Like now in this country, apparently non-consensual deepfakes are now illegal. And yes, that is good. It's a bit late, like the damage is done. Thanks a lot, Keir. Don't let the door hit you on the way out, I guess. Some days, you know, now and again, it really feels like the AI bubble might actually burst. For one, the actual economics of generative AI services don't make any sense. Basically, all of them run at a loss. They don't make any profit. It's extremely expensive to keep running these data centers, which guzzle up water like Badlands Chugs, by the way. Haven't mentioned that. Services like Sora and ChatGPT have free versions that you can use, but they're extremely expensive to run. This kind of AI is being peddled to us and normalized and advertised to us because these companies are spending ridiculous amounts of money and they're estimating massively inflated numbers on their charts. A very Elon Musk style of this will be worth 10 trillion in 5 years if we keep going. So therefore these companies keep peddling it because they don't want to look like doofuses for inflating their numbers. They have to at least attempt to recoup their costs. And we've probably already gotten used to the kind of evangelical servants of AI. You know, the ones who talk about ChatGPT as if it's the second coming of Christ. I'm not joking, Joe Rogan basically described ChatGPT as the second coming of Christ.
One of the weirder ones that people think this is a stupid take, but I don't care. Jesus was born out of a virgin mother. What's more virgin than a computer? So if you're going to get the most brilliant, loving, powerful person that gives us advice and can show us how to live, to be in sync with God, who better than artificial intelligence to do that? Even if Jesus was a physical person in the past, you don't think that he could return as artificial intelligence?
Oh my God.
Artificial intelligence could absolutely return as Jesus. Not just return as Jesus, but return as Jesus with all the powers of Jesus. Like all the magic tricks, all the ability to bring people back from the dead, walk on water.
I can practically smell the weed coming through the screen. I'm just sick of people talking about AI like this. Literally looking at a computer and saying, oh my God, this is Jesus. And it also doesn't help at this point people have basically gotten used to ChatGPT's turn of phrase and the way it talks. It's pretty easy to spot now. Joe Rogan in this clip and the guy who deepfaked Herbie are two very good examples of the way people talk about AI in certain circles and the everyday experience that people have with generative AI. It's the cognitive dissonance between the way AI is being hailed as the second coming of Christ, when an everyday person's experience with AI is like cheating on an exam, videos of Dobby kissing Jar Jar. That's what most people experience AI as. I think Christopher Nolan said it really well recently when he said, the interesting thing with AI is I've never seen a technology that's been so successfully adopted by Wall Street and by investors and by tech companies that the public has so thoroughly rejected.
The reactions of AI videos online and people my children's age immediately calling it AI slop and coining that term and just putting it in a box.
I think the only people really peddling AI slop at this point are the algorithm opportunists who are pumping out 10 videos a day of just nonsense. And then there's the really weird people on Twitter who keep insisting that AI is going to replace Hollywood. When no, like, look at it. Ben Affleck said AI can't make film that is considered art. AI generated short film of Harry Potter during the Vietnam War riffing on Apocalypse Now. Hold our beer. No one's playing this fan film that you made with Grok at a movie theatre. It's just not happening, man.
Every time I see a video on Instagram that's like, Hollywood is cooked, what follows is like the most stupid dog shit I've ever seen in my life.
I think also the aesthetics and the feel of AI slop is further proof that fans of an intellectual property shouldn't necessarily be the ones in charge of it. Because when Hollywood is trying to please fans, that's how we end up with stuff like Avengers Doomsday, which, watching the trailer, does look like AI slop. Or again, it looks like a game of Fortnite. But again, Avengers Doomsday will make $1 billion or whatever. Maybe that symbolizes a victory of slop aesthetics in our culture. I think that's the real problem here. I'm trying really hard to wrap up my thoughts for this video in a way that isn't just capitalism bad. Going back to Harry Potter a little bit, it does feel like this AI slop definitely cheapens Harry Potter as an intellectual property. And I think it probably won't be long until people in the industry get sick of this wild west of AI slop. Or maybe they'll just simply realise that they're leaving a lot of money on the table when they just let, random TikTok accounts generate this much of their intellectual property. I think that there will be some sort of regulation around this. We're in this weird period where AI is kind of reinforcing the worst kinds of people in the world. People from the general public with no creative bone in their body, just prompting whatever they want into AI, industry hacks and exploiters, and of course, money-hungry capitalists. There's a lot of clips out there of various celebrities who may or may not be funded by AI, talking about how we just have to accept that AI is here and we have to move on with the times and get over it. And yes, there is no unopening Pandora's box. Like, the technology is here, but that doesn't mean that we have to accept the exploitative nature of this and just the general death of quality intellectual properties. There's a lot more I could say about AI in general. I have like 30 pages of just rambling. I'm sure that you guys have very strong opinions about this topic too. I'm sorry if this video is a bit of a hard watch. It's been kind of hard to make it. This AI slop, it's like McDonald's. It's not good quality, it's quick to make, quick to consume, doesn't actually serve the customer in a meaningful way, and if you think about it, it's quite unethical. A McDonald's opening up on the street doesn't exactly mean that an organic vegan cafe is going to lose business or a Michelin star restaurant is going to lose business, because a customer of those establishments wouldn't have gone to a McDonald's anyway, because they appreciate the value of nutritional, good quality foods. And AI slop isn't fulfilling the needs of someone who appreciates the value of well-made cinema or well-crafted content. This just means, sadly, that it's down to you to make good decisions about what you consume as media, just like how you have to make good decisions about the food that you consume. AI slop is like McDonald's, and I don't know, Christopher Nolan is like a Michelin star restaurant. What does that make this channel then? What's like in the middle of that? What am I in this analogy? I think that I'm a little noodle bar that you stop at for 30 minutes on the side of a dystopian city. Hey, I brought the Blade Runner thing like full circle to the end of the video. I'm proud of myself. I actually did it. Would ChatGPT be able to do this? You guys, this is such good content, you have no idea. Okay, if you like this video, subscribe to the channel and then like the video and then like follow me on other platforms maybe. I'm not very good at this bit. A good note maybe to end on, if you see an account similar to any of the examples that I showed in this video, do what we did and report them, because they almost definitely do not have the consent of people to use their likeness. Block them, report them, who knows, you might be lucky enough to get one of these accounts taken down. Don't worry, these AI slop accounts, soon they'll fall to nothing. They'll disappear like tears in rain.
Have a good day, everyone. Enjoy yourself.